In this video, I am going to try to give you a May recap. So all the trades that happened in May, what ended up happening. So let me just show you. So I said try because there's lots of different ways that you can use Stockminds, as I have mentioned, but I'll give you a rundown as to some of the main ways that you could have traded everything that came up in May. So for May 2024, this is what we ended up having. We ended up having a total of 86 tickers that came up on Stockminds. The main Stockminds, not the additional trades, just the main Stockminds. But out of those 86 tickers, obviously you can see there's a lot of zeros that ended up coming up, which meant that the AI didn't have enough data to provide a solid prediction. So it wasn't a trade. It just came up as a high probability of doing something. But out of all those 86, there ended up being a total of 28 main ones that ended up being trades. They had data, probability was good, they were trades. So if you were to have just traded the Stockminds trades, the ones that had data that actually provided numbers for you, and you only traded them once. So you didn't, if it stopped out, you didn't try again. If you didn't use method 2 where you trade the alternative trade that's given to you if the Stockminds prediction is incorrect, you just traded exactly what the numbers gave you. So there were 28 that ended up coming up, and if you did that, you would have had a 47% return for the month with a 57% win rate, average win 8%, average loss 7%. Not the best month in terms of Stockminds, but insanely good in terms of, I don't know, comparing it to other investments or different rates of return. But these were the trades, and as you can see, there were some big losses, but some of those losses could have been mitigated if you were to trade slightly differently. So down here, I have all the trades where you could have attempted multiple times. So they're all the exact same trades, except as you can see here, HOLO on the 14th, you could have tried a second time as like another attempt for the alternative trade that Stockminds gives. So this one was close to a 50-50, as you can see here. So it was on the fence in terms of which direction it was going to move at the market open. In which case, method 2, which is trading it using as if it's going to move up at the open, and then if it stops out, trading it the other way. So you could have made 2 trades there. MMV was another one where you could have it was on the fence 50-50, so you would have traded it as if it's a move up, and then you trade it as if it's a move down after it stops out. But then because the stop was so tight to where you entered, you would have had to try 3 times before it actually worked. So that's included in here, as well as NVOS and XHG had multiple attempts. And if you did that, you would have had a 90% return, slightly lower win rate, but you would have had more gains. You would have taken more trades total. As a different way that you could have traded it, you could have, as you can see down here, with the additional trades, there's 4 additional trades that you could have made. These additional trades are if the prediction was wrong. So as you can see here, for all the other ones, like for example, MGOL, it was predicted to, it had a 51% probability. It was predicted to move up. So it was leaning towards a move up as opposed to a move down. So you would have traded it as if it's a move up, because that's what the numbers gave you. In which case, you would have had a loss. But Stockminds provides an additional trade. So down here you can see there's another trade where it has a different entry, different exits, because it did not end up moving up. It ended up moving down, but then it followed how Stockminds predicted it to move, and you could have made the alternative trade that Stockminds provides, and then you would have had a gain. So there would have been a total of 4 that Stockminds would have given you that you could have taken. For example, like, let's see, MGOL. What day was that? I believe that was this one, the 21st, 22nd. So this one. So as you can see, it was predicted to move up here, but it didn't, and it moved down. So then Stockminds gave an alternative trade, and you would have profited off of that move. But if it was predicted to move down, you would have never traded it as the open up, unless you're trading with a different strategy using Stockminds. But I am not going to get into that because there's way too many ways that you can use Stockminds. But for this example, or for all the 4 additional trades that you could have made, these are ones that are predicted to move up. They would have stopped out on the move up, and then you could have traded it when it comes down. There's another entry point that is provided. So if you were to do those 4 extra trades, you obviously would have had a much higher return. You would have had 138% return for the month, higher win rate, roughly the same average win, average loss, but you would have had 40 trades total. And for the last one, this is if you were to just trade the highest probability trade for the day. So there would be some days where you wouldn't trade because there were not ideal trades that were provided. So the probability was less than 50, or there wasn't enough data. So if you were to just trade the highest probability ones, stick to them. If it's predicted to move up, it stops out, you trade it on the alternative one that Stockminds provides. You would have made 24 trades total, and these were them. You would have had a lower rate of return, but that's because you made less trades. You're focusing on just one trade per day. You would have had a 50% win rate, but you would still have a 50% return, which is crazy. So you can win half of your trades and still be very profitable for the month. So these were the outcomes for if you were to trade those 4 different ways. All 4 would have been profitable. Now I know I can get into all the other different ways that you can use Stockminds, because you could just trade the ones that are moving predicted to move up, or you could just trade the ones that are predicted to move down. But I can get into that in another video if people are interested. But for now, this is the trade recap. It was a decent month, but obviously not the best month in terms of other Stockminds months, the returns that we've had in other months. If you want me to get into more detail, I can provide more detail as to the trades, but as you can see here, there's the entry, the selling in the different profit points. You could just use profit 2 or just profit 3, or there's lots of different ways you can do it, but these are just using what Stockminds suggests, which is giving the entry price, so using that entry price, selling it at profit 1, profit 2, profit 3, profit 4. If you hit profit 1, raise your stop loss up to where you entered at, and then that's why you'll see here, like, so for this one, APVO, bought it at 112, it hit profit 1, it hit profit 2, but then it came back down and hit the entry, so you would have only hit profit 2 and then broke even on the rest. And each of these are a quarter of the shares that you buy, so that's what these numbers are coming from. Yeah, so Thanks for watching. Okay, so because I forgot to mention it, all these trades that I just showed you are the exact Stockminds trades that are given in the pre-market. So all of these numbers, entry, exit, stop loss, all of them are given before the market even opens. So all of these trades were provided before anything happened. I'm not providing all these numbers that I gave with the return, win rate, average win, average loss. None of these include the additional trades that are provided on the trades tab of the Stockminds platform, and none of the lower probability non-ideal trades are included in this. So these are all of the ones that Stockminds suggests making, and they're given before it happens. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. And thank you again for watching.